Hello everyone, it's me again, Steve Doja here, back to more Dragon Ball Sparking Zone. We're actually already getting updates on the free update, and this is the first maintenance patch that's actually going to be taking us into the new season of DLC, and this is going to be happening, again, February 19th, so this is actually very soon. And I'm going to obviously show you guys the rest of the stuff in the patch notes, because these patch notes, there is a new game mode already. So these Sparking Zone patch notes actually feature all of the new stuff in here. There's a lot of stuff when it comes to console fixes and other like bugs in the game, as well as a new game mode. So we're going to be starting from top to bottom, and here is the Dragon Ball Sparking Zone free update notice for February 19th, 2026. Starting obviously on the exact same date, we will release an update. And in this update, we will actually be getting Switch 2 and Switch upgrade performances, because they're going to obviously have to be updated to the newest version, so that way they can have all the stuff as well. So that's going to happen. The Switch, I didn't even know the Switch was like kind of behind, but now they're going to catch up to where the consoles are and the PCs. That's pretty good. And we have changes and adjustments to game modes. Extreme Warrior Time Attack added a new limited mode where players battle characters of significantly increased strength. This mode is unavailable when not in the event period. So this is probably the same thing as the Ultimate Fierce Battle Warrior thing. I think they've just adjusted how it works slightly, but there's no direct confirmation. I want to remind you guys, this is not a rough translation. This is the official English page, and it's still kind of hard to tell. So I think this is probably just a new game mode altogether, because this is not the name of the one we have actually in the game. So this is probably a new game mode altogether, and I'm very curious to see how it's going to be different when the mode is, not available during event period, or what even the changes are to the character strengths during this event. They're definitely getting all of this stuff ready for the new characters, obviously stuff like, the new Gokus, new Demon King Piccolos. But Devilman is also going to be in the update. I haven't seen anyone talk about that. Devilman is going to be in the update. You could see his shoes at one point. I guess no one remembers how his shoes look. But yeah, they're definitely getting all the stuff ready for Sparking Zero's change to be. Dragon Ball Battle Hour is going to show up soon. And by the time Dragon Ball Battle Hour comes out, that's when it'll probably be like a week away from the release date of this, which is why they're probably getting everything ready now, because they're getting ready for Battle Hour. But yeah. We also have the versus mode, so this is for co-op specifically, like couch co-op, right? In Battle Together, all stages can now be selected. I'm pretty sure Battle Together is the way they've always referred to co-op, like same house, same console co-op. You can now select every stage when playing with, the person you're sitting right next to. Before, it used to only be Hyperlight Time Chamber when the game came out. Then they expanded a few of the stages. Now every stage can be selected. So that is very cool for people who just want to play the game with, their friends when their friends come over, or their family, their little brothers. People shouldn't have their childhood robbed from them, right? They should be able to play with whoever they want, whenever they want, including their siblings sitting right next to them. All stages selectable only when either the Nintendo Switch 2 version or the Nintendo Switch version is played on a Nintendo Switch 2 console with the update data applied. So again, this is about how the Switch obviously, is kind of further behind, but obviously this update will push it a bit further ahead. Feature changes, adjustments, custom battle, added new selectable scenarios, cutscenes, and text options. This is obviously good, because even though I don't play custom battles anymore, there are some good ones coming up now. I think custom battles are old enough where the people who are dedicated to them are actually real big fans of custom battles and make the most interesting ones ever. We're finally free from every custom battle just being Goku versus Goku, Goku versus Vegeta, Goku versus Beerus, the gang versus Broly. We're finally free from that. So we're actually getting good custom battles now. In fact, maybe I'll make some custom battle videos again. But yeah, they're actually updating them, and that's pretty good, because the people who are committed to them are very good at it. And the other, they've improved the usability and overall system stability of the game. So that's obviously, again, making sure the game just doesn't suck when you play it online, making sure the game actually performs when you play it offline, make sure the game doesn't glitch, stutter, stagger, lag, anything that would kind of mess things up in between. Notice how you never see this during a Xenoverse patch, because they just do not care. They do say during this update, obviously the maintenance and custom battles and all that stuff will be unavailable. Of course, that's the way it always is for every update, but that kind of implies that it's not just a small mini update, right? This is actually there's going to be more into this. So whether it be the new game mode or the character adjustments, whether it be a costume adjustment or a skill adjustment, any of the new cool stuff they added, because remember, they are kind of basically stealth dropping all of these things. So that's I just think that's very interesting. Another thing here is that this image does say patch note Nintendo Switch 2 and Switch, but it's for all systems. I don't know why they put that there. It's for all systems. I think they just wanted to let Switch players know that, hey, we didn't forget you guys this time, because we forget you every single other patch note because you're playing a version that's behind, right? I think they just wanted to put that there to be like, hey, this is actually up to date, so don't worry about it. And I think that's cool for the Switch player base, and at least now they're informed, now they know. Also, another thing I completely forgot, Gohan is not even in this like cover image for the game. I realized that only because Beast came as DLC, and if anything, Frieza should be golden here, but I guess Golden Frieza never uses a Death Ball, and there's more aura if he's using the right move in the right form. That doesn't matter. I just wanted to point out that Gohan is not in here, but he's in the game's opening for when they're all doing the flex, like Goku, Vegeta, Trunks. You know, that's just interesting. I guess they want to get the game as ready as possible for the DLC to actually arrive. It would suck, obviously, if the DLC came out and all of these things weren't fixed. For example, the improved game stability, all of these systems were still broken. You know, you couldn't play on every map. Like, they have to, like, fix all of these by the time the DLC releases. Because imagine just trying to play the new Goku and Vegeta who can, like, do, like, the final Kamehameha or the Gallic Kamehameha from Dragon Ball Super Broly. Imagine trying to, like, do all of these. Bro, imagine, like, Moro Arc stuff comes out. Or any of the new Dragon Ball Super Beerus stuff comes out and the game isn't working. Like, that would suck for the game. So it makes sense that they're locking in and doing their best. I just realized that when we get Dragon Ball Super Beerus, there's no... They will finally have to actually include, like, Hakai as part of, like, his moveset, right, in the video games. I say this because there's no way he doesn't use Hakai in the new version of Dragon Ball Super, because he only uses it once, and because he only used it once, the game's like, okay, we don't have to do it anymore. Yeah, he doesn't use it in a fight, yippee. But, like, he's 100% going to do it against God Goku, so I can't wait to see him actually have it in Sparking Zero. I mean, Toppo gets Hakai, for God's sakes. I can't wait to see him having Sparking Zero, and maybe even Xenoverse 2 will give a damn, although that game usually doesn't. Like, this update's going to come with a bunch of new animations too, so they really can't mess this up, because imagine if even one of those animations don't work, people are going to go, well, that means the whole DLC is bad. First impressions. You gotta do good on your first impression. And Sparking Zero didn't really stick the landing with its first impression when the game initially released, so it's only in their best interest now to make things look as clean as possible. So they're gonna be locking in. And also, the new stages, dude. Sparking Zero hasn't had a new official stage since the first Demon World, and even then, that took over a year to actually end up in the game, right? So that's I mean, first of all, that's concerning, but second of all, shows that they show great care when it comes to their maps. Even though modders can make maps much bigger and much quicker. It shows that officially, obviously, when you're having people play online on these maps, you have to have these things work. So I kind of get why they're having such a hard time, you know? Especially for the Switch when you think about it, too, because the Switch is like... bro, I'm even shocked the Switch can run this game to begin with. There's a lot of games that the Switch and the Switch 2 honestly surprised me that they can run. The Switch 2 is at least, like, kind of strong, admittedly, though. Like, Pokemon games that don't even, like, bro, you can't even get 30 FPS on, like, Scarlet and Violet on regular Switch, but in Switch 2 makes it feel like the game is actually new. So, Sparking Zero, especially, a game that has insanely high graphical fidelity. It's a game that's gonna have a lot of bugs, especially on such a small, teeny tiny console. And then it's also got the motion control scheme. God, they have to get a lot of things right when it comes to Sparking Zero, man, because you're exposing a new generation of kids to this game, and they need to play and get addicted to it and love it the same way we did for Tenkaichi 3. So they have a lot to do, and especially because new DLC is coming out. Back in the day, DLC didn't come out. You only had to press the customer once and never again, but now you have to constantly strike black flashes, otherwise people are going to lose faith and they're going to stop playing the game. Honestly, bro, if they released DLC for Tenkaichi 3 like back in the day, I would have been screaming, bro. Like 10-year-old me, however old I was during the time, I'd be screaming my head off. But yeah, I think that's honestly a solid place to end the video, guys. Oh, Age1000 shout out. I think that's a solid place to end the video, guys. I do hope, again, you guys obviously enjoyed the video. If you did, then obviously, again, please leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe, it greatly supports the channel. And leave a comment down below as to what you fellas would like to see next. I do hope all these updates go on without a hitch for Sparking Zero, because this is a game that it has to impress its player base right now on the second go. Otherwise, they're probably not going to buy any future DLC, especially because no hype releases are going to come out until Dragon Ball Super Beerus or the Moro Arc gets animated all the way in 2027. Because they're most likely not going to do a collab with Age1000 to get John 1000 in the game. Xenoverse will, I imagine, assuming that the game isn't just Xenoverse 3. But Xenoverse will, since it's in the same like branch and timeline. Sparking Zero barely got Shallot in, and even then, it only goes base form in. So it says very little about the game actually having a new hype character to pull people in until we get to the Moro Arc. So they got to do their best right now. This is the moment where Sparking Zero puts its foot down or it gets absolutely forgotten. So yeah, I think that's a great place to end the video. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, then obviously, again, please leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe, as it greatly supports the channel. And leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next, fellas. I do love you all. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time. Take care and peace.